Hello 12th Commerce students and welcome back. This is another class of Staffing chapter of Business Studies, and in this class we will focus in the topic of procedure for selection. Procedure for selection, which is a much important topic of the Staffing chapter of Business Studies. Now, procedure of selection, any procedure is a long process. Any selection procedure is a long process. It is a much worthy process. In this process, the unpromising candidates are eliminated, whereas the candidates who are eligible and who have the proper qualities and abilities, they are retained. Now, this selection process starts immediately after the recruitment process. In this process, there are a series of successive hurdles that a candidate has to overcome. There are hurdles, various hurdles, and there are various steps that are to be followed one after the other, and elimination process is there. As I have told you, the candidates who are not enough eligible, the candidates who are not so much able, they are screened out, whereas the eligible candidates, the promising candidates, retain their position. So let's discuss the steps involved in this procedure one by one. So in this process, to explain in detail, the first step is reception of applicants. The first step is reception of applicants. As the name suggests, as the heading suggests, reception of applicants. This selection process starts with the applicants who come in the employment office of the organization. The receptionists, the attitude towards the applicants must be warm and positive, and first these applicants come with their applications in the office to submit their applications, which contains the details of their personal attributes, their personal experiences. So with that application, any candidate appears in the reception office, who is welcomed by the receptionist. The applicants should be treated in a well-behaved manner. So this is the first step. The second step is receiving the applicants or receiving the applications. Receiving the applications that are to be brought by the applicants or by the candidates. So receptionist in the personal department gives information about the new openings of the visitors and receives the different applications from the visitors, from the candidates. So third step is after actually recruitment process gives a lot of advertisement, and from these advertisement different labor force come from different sources. So they come with their applications, and the applications must be received by the receptionist. So the very next step is scrutiny of applications. Scrutiny. Scrutiny of applications. All the applications received are scrutinized by the personnel department in order to eliminate those applicants who does not fulfill the requirement of the job. Those applicants are eliminated in this process of scrutinization. Next comes the step, that is preliminary interview. Preliminary interview. This is the primary interview that takes place. The initial screening is done through this preliminary interview in order to eliminate the unsuitable candidates. The personality of the candidate can be evaluated immediately after this preliminary interview. In this process of preliminary interview, screening is done. So after this step, this is the fourth step, and after this step, blank application form. Then comes the fifth step, that is application form. There is an application form given I'll explain to you what is this application form all about. This applicants selected at the applicants who are selected at the primary interview are given application forms for supplying different information, detailed information about the candidates. Information like their educational qualification, their biodata, then their salary demanded, any references if they have, then their work experience, their health conditions. These type of different categories are there which are to be fulfilled in this application form which is given to the eligible candidates. Generally, the information is collected in the blank application form related to these kind of data which I have told right now. Now, detailed information are to be given in this application form. Now comes employment test. Next step is employment test. Employment test. Next step is employment test. Now what is this? A test is a measurement of an individual's job related abilities. The worth of a test will be judged from its ability to reject the unsuitable candidates and help selecting the appropriate candidates. Various tests like intelligence test, personality test, aptitude test. There are various kind of tests taken at the time of employment. Their performance, their dexterity test, their situational test. If a particular situation is created or given to them, how they will handle the situations. These kind of tests, various tests are taken. These tests are called employment. Together, these tests are called employment tests which are taken after the application form is filled up. Then comes the direct face-to-face interview. That is the next step. Very next step is the interview, direct interview. After the employment test gets over, what happens is interview takes place. Interview means a face-to-face oral personal appraisal method. This type of interview takes place to check whether all the information that is collected from that application form, how far they are applicable. That means understanding about the qualities of the candidates. These type of interviews are taken to check the information that is already obtained, to check that information whether how much they are correct. An oral interview is taken, a face-to-face direct interview is taken. So this is the next step of selection process. Quick reasoning, cultural level, quickness to reaction, mannerism, then politeness, then warmth, level of intelligence, sense of humor. All these type of qualities are judged in these interview text. Now comes the checking references, if there is any. There are two types of references. One is character reference, another is experience reference. These type of reference are also seen in this type of after this type of interviews takes place. So checking references is the next step, that is checking references. Checking references. This is another important step. After it, once information, the references are provided of significant information about the references are provided. After that, the next step which comes is the medical examination. Medical examination is the next step. That means the medical test to see the condition of the health. It is conducted to get the needed information about the physical condition of the candidate. Only those candidates who selected who are physically fit, mentally alert, these type of candidates are selected for a particular job. Now, a man with a poor health will prove to be a burden rather than providing good service to a job. So, medical examination or medical test is very important. Now comes the final selection decision. This is the last step, that is the 10th step, that is the final decision is taken. Final decision is taken Final decision: after completing all the above mentioned stages involved in the selection process, successful candidates are finally selected. The management offers appointment letters to the successful candidates, mentioning all the posts, their pay scale, their timing, their any kind of training if required, that is also mentioned, or any kind of probation period, if there is any probation period, means if there is any training period for them, where they are given a particular starting salary, like that, that is also mentioned in the appointment letter. So final decision is taken, and after that appointment letter is given to a candidate to get selected in the job. So selection process is a lengthy process, as you can see, as I have explained through these points. There are 10 steps to be followed. These are the hurdles one candidate has to overcome to retain. A candidate has to fulfill all the steps which are very necessary, which are essential in this selection process. At every stage he has to prove himself to get selected for a particular job offered by the organization. This is the most important question. This question is also most important question. A 6 marks question we can expect from this topic, that is explain the selection process, explain the steps involved in the selection procedure. So these are the steps you will mention, and these are the steps you will write in the answer. I will provide you the answer with a PDF. Please download the PDF in the description box. Check the link and click the link to get the PDF, where you will get the answer of this question: what is the procedure for selection? So today that's all. Thank you.